Late at night, on trains and in quiet living rooms, millions of people are staring into the glow of their phones. They're looking for a way out. Their attention is irresistibly drawn to cheap financial contracts, investments that cost pennies but offer overnight wealth. The mechanism driving this behavior is leverage. It is a financial tool that allows you to control massive amounts of capital with only a small deposit. For just a few dollars, an average person can suddenly command hundreds of shares in a global corporation. These specific contracts, often called out-of-the-money options, are statistically unlikely to ever pay out, but they are marketed as a significant shortcut. They promise the little guy a way to leap over the decades of incremental growth typically required to build wealth. For generations, Wall Street was a gate-kept world. Now, with zero-commission apps, retail traders feel they can outsmart the institutions that built the system. But this sense of empowerment might not be a calculated strategy at all. It looks more like a byproduct of how our brains are physically wired to perceive potential gains. The retail trader appears to be operating in a state of distortion, paying for a reality the math simply cannot support. To understand why, we must look at the mechanics of the mind itself. The problem is biological. Our brains are efficient at many things, but they are incredibly bad at visualizing and processing tiny, extreme probabilities. Behavioral scientists explain this through prospect theory. This theory shows that the human mind mathematically flattens small odds. We take highly unlikely events and unconsciously treat them as if they are moderately likely to happen. Look at these two probability models. When we see a 0.5% chance of winning side by side with a 5% chance, our intuition fails to register the difference. To the naked eye, they look almost identical. This chart shows how that blind spot translates to the market. You can see the actual statistical probability of the option hitting down here compared to the inflated price the retail trader is willing to pay up here. Because they cannot perceive the true scale of the risk, they overvalue the long shot. The trader is paying a premium, but not for a sound investment. They are paying for the dopamine hit, the anticipation of the daydream. Their choices are driven by the emotional weight of potential, leaving the mathematical reality of the trade far behind. If retail traders are eagerly buying these overpriced dreams, who is sitting on the other side of the screen selling it to them? The sellers are institutional market makers. These firms do not share the human probability blind spot. They operate purely on cold statistical expected value, calculating exactly what a contract is worth over thousands of transactions. The market maker operates like a casino. They know you will overpay for a 1 in 1,000 shot, so they set the prices of those specific contracts based on your irrational willingness to buy them. They happily sell these out-of-the-money contracts at a premium. They are fully aware that the vast majority of these trades will simply expire worthless. The institutions aren't gambling. They are operating a machine designed to harvest the psychological premiums paid by retail traders. So we return to our commuter, looking away from the app and out into the indifferent city. The true market structure is finally visible. Economists call this the Favorite-Longshot Bias. It is a documented behavioral pattern where people systematically overpay for high-risk, low-probability bets in every market from horse racing to finance. Buying a cheap, out-of-the-money option is mathematically and psychologically identical to buying a literal lottery ticket. Both systems exploit the same evolutionary desire for a life-changing payoff, a payoff that has nothing to do with the actual value of the asset. This behavior isn't investing in corporations. It is buying overpriced lottery tickets from the institutions that own the machines. It leaves us with a lingering question. When we buy a sophisticated financial contract, are we actually managing risk, or are we just paying a premium to briefly rent a daydream?